So, good afternoon, guys. So, today you are supposed to, or you should have probably already taken your fifth CFA for me. And so, what I'm going to start doing, and we talked about this collectively as a eighth grade, we know that you're able to show your work in math, but we want you to be able to also show your work within your language arts class as well to support your reading. Because often we just see your answers and we can't really know like how you came up with the answer that you got. So what we have there here is an acronym IDEA, where I stands for identify the keywords in the question. Determine D stands for determine where you will go to find the answer. E stands for eliminating of two answer choices. And then A is answer the question wisely. So with the CFA that you took today, and here's your CFA, should look very similar to this. It was two selections and about seven questions. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take a look back at any four questions of your choice from the seven. You're going to look back at any four, and you're going to use this sheet here to document or to record where you identified the keywords in the question, where you had to go to find your answer. It could have been a paragraph, it could have been a line, it could have been a stanza. Shouldn't be a stanza though, because you didn't have poems today. So it should be either a paragraph or it could be the entire document. I also want you to tell me what were two answer choices that you know you definitely should get rid of, and then just tell me why you got rid of those two. And then the last thing that you would do is you would answer the question. Choose the best answer and briefly explain why did you end up choosing the answer that you chose. So say for example, you choose to focus on question number 6. So on your paper, and I'm going to go back and forth, on your paper right here, you would write out 6. And then you would need to identify the key words in question number 6. Well, when I read question number 6, it says, what does the narrator experience as his father repairs the car? So I'm thinking my keywords are narrator, experience, and then the phrase father repairs the car. Because it's important for me to focus on those parts of the question because that's what I'm trying to answer. And there may have been somebody else within the same text, but it's only asking me about the narrator and what he experiences while his father is fixing the car. So I would write down narrator, experience, father repairs the car. And that's what I would write in the identify the keywords in the question. For most of your questions, you should have more than one keyword. The next part is determine where you would go to find the answer. So in looking at question number 6, I then would have to go back to my text and determine, did I have to go back to paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4 to find my answer? Or was the answer located within the entire document? And then right here is where you would write wherever you went to find the answer. Then for eliminate two answer choices. So my answer choices, I had 4. You're always given 4 on multiple choice your test. You're always going to have 4 answer choices. Narrow it down to 2. It makes it a little bit easier. So tell me which 2 answer choices out of A, B, C, or D would you get rid of and why? And it doesn't have to be an elaborate statement. You can just make it brief. Also, if you need to use the back of the paper, feel free. Or if you want to use a separate sheet of notebook paper, feel free to do that as well. So you would tell me which 2 answer choices you got rid of and why. And then for the last part, you're answering the question wisely. What ended up being the answer choice that you chose? And briefly tell me, with some support from the text, why did you choose that answer? So, for example, if you chose B, a suspicion that someone is watching him, you need to be able to tell me what part of the text led you to believe that it was B. And you could simply say, paragraph 3, it said da 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 da. and then whatever it is that it said. We're really trying to get all of our eighth graders to support their answers, because often what students are saying is we're discussing the quizzes, the tests, the benchmarks with them. It was just a matter if they didn't go back, and they didn't go back in the text and look. And we tell you every time you can use your text to answer any question that you have. So that should be how you complete the idea map. Give me a question number, identify some keywords, tell me where you went to find your answer, what answer choices you eliminated, and then which answer choice you chose and why. And that is all. Again, you only have to do it for 4 of the questions. Only have to do it for 4. There's 7 questions, only do it for 4. And you will turn that in along with your CFA, and that will count towards the CFA. It will count as a separate grade as far as participation goes. All right, just email me if you have any questions. Hope you guys continue to have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.